Hello, people in Lanka. How are you doing? This is GoodWe team. Welcome to attend our webinar for GoodWe PV Solutions Introduction. This webinar lasts for 2 days. In day 1 today, we will introduce GoodWe C&I Solution, monitoring solution. And in day 2, that is tomorrow, we will introduce GoodWe Energy Storage Solution and residential solution. First of all, we have invited our country manager in Sri Lanka, Mr. James Ho, to join our webinar. He's right here with us. Let's welcome James.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So first, I would give my warm greetings to all the friends out there in Sri Lanka. Definitely, it's been a difficult time for all of us. But here in China, judging by the current situation, I would say China has pretty much overcome the coronavirus. So we do hope that Sri Lanka would get over it very soon. So then we'll be able to visit you again. That I'm very much looking forward to. Okay, so here today I'm standing at GoodWe Exhibition Hall. So with all our culture, network, service network, product portfolio and energy management solutions displayed here. Okay, so let's go take a look. Here is the first part where we will get started. This is the GoodWe family. So GoodWe see a lot of importance for these talents, which we would consider as the most precious asset for the company. So every year we organize different activities to bring together different teams to create close connection between them, and so that will help improve the daily work communication to make it more efficient and effective. Here we will see the spring and autumn outdoor tours, the sports matches, and this one I want to mention especially that our company has won the Best Employee Award in the city for 3 years in a row. So that pretty much explains how we make our employees love the company. And here we will be seeing the GoodWe global team. So for now we have around 60 overseas employees working from different countries. And so every year we invite them back to the headquarters for 2 weeks. And during that time, we'll help them to get better understanding of the company culture and strategy. And also we'll be giving a lot of trainings on the product. So after that, we will issue the qualification certificate for them. With that, they will be able to give the trainings in their own countries. And here is the football match played between GoodWe China taking on the GoodWe International. It's quite fair game, I would say, and no doubt GoodWe China won. Okay, here is the next part, the GoodWe presence in the global market. So for now, we have 14 offices spread across the globe. The Germany office as the headquarters for Europe, and India, that's in Vashi, Mumbai, you would have known that, and all the other offices. So we have the sales team set up there, combined with the service team, and also the components kept there, spares also, and repair center maybe in some countries also. So just to ensure the highest level of satisfaction will be delivered to our customers. And here we come to the product sector. So as a salesperson, I would say thanks to the brilliant design of the product, so that has literally reduced the difficult to convince customer when we're doing the sales pitch in front of customers. The unibody cabinet design just to ensure the highest level of IP65 protection. And the aluminum die-cast upper cover will give you the best impression on the product, the very fantastic look. So in GoodWe, we can generally we can split the product into two categories: the on-grid inverters and the hybrid inverters. So for the on-grid inverters here, up till now, here we have the single-phase on-grid inverters. So from a 700 kilowatt to 3 kilowatt here, this one, you will see the very compact design. It's just the size of a A4 paper. And this, I will mention that that's very unique design for the high-end customers. So with all the fancy features integrated and even the display, that's the colorful display. This again for the general market, 3 kilowatt up to 6, single phase, 2 MPPT. This is a single phase, 5 kilowatt up to 10. And 3 phase starting from here, 4 kilowatt up to 20 of this size, 25 to 36 kilowatt. And this one, the super model, I would say, for Indian market. So thanks to this product, so that's how we can make GoodWe the most popular brand in India C&I sector, the 50 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt, and 100 kilowatt. And okay, so now it comes to the storage sector. So for storage, we have the typical bi-directional hybrid inverter as well as the retrofit device. So the hybrid inverter, we have 3 kilowatt up to 10 kilowatt. And the retrofit, so we have that for the AC retrofit, and this one that's the for US market, the hybrid inverter for US market. Okay, so now we come to the super model again. So this is the HT series, 100 kilowatt, 120 for the rooftop, and 250 with 1500 voltage DC. So that's for utility scale projects. Here we have the 12 MPPT with 24 inputs. So that's gonna be a super model again in the market. So that will be available in around 2 months' time. So we all will be waiting for that. So let's get to the next part for the energy management system. Okay, this is our energy management system for industry. So let's say 8 a.m. in the morning, so that's beginning of the day, the energy consumption is not that much, so everything can be supplied from the storage systems actually. So now it comes to 11 a.m., so the power consumption is really big. Then, so the storage system will continue to supply, as well as the PV system will be 100% supplied to all the loads. And even you may, because the consumption is big, maybe you need to take some power from the grid. So all the load consumption will be displayed here. So maybe you can choose to shut down some unnecessary loads just to save the electricity bill maybe. Okay, now it comes to 5 p.m. So the PV generation is less, and also the power load consumption is less. So yeah, you would stop buying the electricity from the grid, and so all the load consumption can be supplied by the storage system. So it's 12 a.m. in the night. you can charge the energy storage system from the grid because it's off-peak hours, right? So the electricity price will not be that much. So in that way, you can save your cost as well. So now 3 a.m. in the morning, you can allocate your power to supply other factories and some families as well. So that's we call the allocation of the smart allocation of the power. So that's the whole concept about our industry energy management system. Okay, let's get to the residential part. Okay, for residential energy management system, we have four modes actually. We have the working daytime mode, we have the nighttime mode, we have the weekend mode, and we have off-grid mode. So in the working daytime mode means we're out for work, right? I mean there will not be much energy consumption at home. So then your PV is giving generation, so then through the hybrid inverter, it will feed the power into the grid. So now it's the evening time, we've come back home from work, so then because there was no PV generation by now, then the battery system will discharge to power the household loads. And even during this time, you can choose to charge the battery through the grid, I mean during off-peak hours. Now we come to the weekend. So during the weekend, people are home, right? So the energy consumption in house will be big. So then the PV power will directly power the household loads then through the inverters. Okay, so now the grid is off. How the PV system can help you. So during daytime, the PV system will go through the hybrid inverter to power your loads, even without any grid connection. So for the night, without grid connection, then the battery will just discharge the power to power your household loads. So that's pretty much about the residential energy management system. And so I want to bring your attention to this unit also. So this one is the all-in-one product we're doing. So that just gives you the ready option for energy storage system. With this single unit, you're pretty much ready with the very advanced concept of doing the energy management in your house. Because back there, all the household loads, I mean, you can choose to use our smart plug. So by using the smart plug, you can control the switch on and switch off of different loads. I mean, at different times, because the major purpose is to save your electricity bill. So for some loads, you can choose to to switch on later in the afternoon, maybe instead of 11 a.m. when the consumption is at its peak time. So this kind of a smart control of the loads will help you to save your electricity bill. And this product, we have the hybrid inverter on the top, then the switch box in the middle, then down there at the bottom we have the battery box. So yeah, thank you everyone. That's pretty much about the GoodWe exhibition hall, and I'm going to just want to present to you all. Thank you very much for your time.
James, thanks for your sharing. Next, we will have Mr. Lucas with us. He is manager from Solar Academy, and he will introduce our C&I solution. Let's welcome Lucas, your time.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Lucas from GoodWe Solar Academy. Very glad to be here to make the product's introduction for you. Actually, each year we need to go to the Sri Lanka 1 time or 2 times. Just like last year, we went to Colombo and we hold one training in Colombo, and thanks to a lot of customers to attend our training in Colombo. But this year, because of the coronavirus impact, so we can't go there. So that's why we organize this webinar training for you guys. So today I would like to sharing our C&I products to you. And during my presentation, if you have any questions, so you can put your questions in the Q&A, and also you can put your questions in the chat box. So my colleague here, they will answer your questions, try their best. Okay, let's start. Okay, we can start now. So this presentation is about GoodWe C&I Solution. So let's start. So we will split this whole presentation to 4 parts. One is more years, and the second one is less investment, and the third one is the simple O&M, and the fourth one is reliable quality. So let's check. So the first one is the commercial products we offering to the customers. So the first one is the SMT series. So for the SMT series, we have different products. We have 3 empty trackers products, the capacity from 25 to 36 kilowatt. And for the SMT, we also have some new upcoming products. So in the near future, we will have SMT with 5 or 6 empty trackers. So if the SMT with 5 empty trackers, the capacity will be 50 kilowatt. And the 6 empty trackers, 60 kilowatt. And for the MT series, we have 3 models. One is the standard MT series, and another one is HV MT, and another one is BF MT. So all the MT series, we have 4 MT trackers. So for the standard MT series, we have 50, 60, and 80 kilowatt. And the HV version, high voltage version, we have 70 and 80 kilowatt. And the BF version, we have 50, 60, and 80 kilowatt. So later, I will let you know the details about each module. And the HT series, also it will be the new products in, I think in the end of May or June, we will have HT series. So for the HT series, we have 10 MT trackers or 12 MT trackers. So for the 10 MT trackers, the capacity will be 100 kilowatt. And the 12 MT trackers, the capacity will be 120 kilowatt. For the HV version, HT series is also 12 MT trackers. The capacity will be 136 kilowatt and 150 kilowatt. And also we're offering some low voltage product. But the low voltage product is actually not so common in Sri Lanka. But in some other countries like Latin American countries, Brazil or Mexico, because of their grid voltage is different. So that's why we have the low voltage product. The low voltage means the AC voltage. The AC voltage, for example, in Brazil, the AC voltage, the low voltage of the AC side can be 200 watts or 220 watts. So that's why we have the low voltage version of the C&I products. So for the DT series, we have a low voltage version, the 2 MT trackers, and the capacity is 12 and 15 kilowatt. And for the SMT series, we also have the low voltage version, the 12, 15, and 20 kilowatt. And the MT series, the LV version, the capacity will be 30 kilowatt, 35, and 50 kilowatt. So for the LV version of the C&I products, it's not just as I said, the low voltage version is not so common in Sri Lanka. So for the MT series, just now I already mentioned, we have different models. So we have the standard products, 380 watts. The capacity is 50, 60, and 80 kilowatt. So this product is designed for the commercial rooftop scenario. So this product can be used for the rooftop system. And also we have the HV version. So HV version, the AC voltage will be 500 watts or 540 watts, 70 kilowatt and 80 kilowatt. So this product is designed for the ground-mounted or utility scale scenario. And also we have the bifacial modules designed product. For the bifacial modules, we have the specific products only work with the bifacial modules. So the capacity is 50, 60, and 80 kilowatt. And here the low voltage version, just now I already introduced. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, here is HT series, the new product. Sorry. For the HT series, we have 1100 watts DC voltage. Okay, this DC voltage, 1100. So for this product, HT series, we have a standard product, 380 watts. The capacity is 100 and 120 kilowatt. So this product is also similar with a standard MT series. So it's designed for the commercial rooftop application. And for the high voltage grid connector, the AC voltage will be 480, 500, and 540 watts. So for this voltage level, we have the product 136 and 150 kilowatt. So this one is also similar with MT series HV version. It's designed for the ground-mounted and utility scale application scenario. And this one is 1500 DC voltage product. So this product is also upcoming product. It will be a little bit later than 1100 HT series. So this product will be ready in the June. And the capacity will be 250 kilowatt. And HT series, and this one also we have 12 MT trackers. Okay, let's go to the features. The first one is the mode generation. Okay, for the HT series, just now I already mentioned, the maximum we can have 12 MT trackers. So it's very suitable for the the mounting system. For example, if your panels installed in the mountain, and a lot of trees and a different orientation, different angles of the panels. So then, in this application scenario, you must use the inverter with the multiple MT trackers. And otherwise, for example, if you use central inverter, you will get you will lose a lot of generation from the DC side. And also for the standard modules, you also maybe in the future you will also have some problems like the hot spot. And also like here, the modules broken and the shadow from the trees and the mismatch between the modules and the dirt of the panels. So a lot of these problems. But if you use the inverter with just with 1 or 2 MT trackers, so these problems will cause a lot of power generation loss. So if you want to avoid these problems, if you want to get more generation, it's better to use the inverter with multiple MT trackers like HT series. We have 12 MT trackers for each inverter. And here is a DC oversize. Now more and more customers they require the big DC oversize ability, because as you know, the panels price is down and down, is lower and lower. So the customer want to int more panels, more DC power on the system. So that's why the more and more customers are asking the DC oversize of the inverter. For our product, maximum we can support 50% DC oversize. So that means, for example, if you use HT series, 100 kilowatt, okay, 100 kilowatt. So maximum you can connect 150 kilowatt panels on the DC side. So that's our MT and HT series DC oversize ability. But if you use another brand, maybe they only support 10 or 30% DC oversize. So that's the limitation of the DC power of your system. You can't int more panels. And here also another feature on the AC side. So on the AC side, maximum we can support 15% AC overload. So that means, for example, here is 1 megawatt HT series, and the DC power is 1.3 megawatt. But if you here is 30% DC oversize, okay? And on the AC side, maximum we can get 1.15 megawatt on the DC side. Okay, that's because we have the AC overload ability. But if you use another brand, 1 megawatt inverter, maximum only output 1 megawatt on the AC side. So that's the benefit of the inverter on the AC side. So then that means even though you buy 1 megawatt inverter, but maximum you can get 1.15 megawatt on the DC side. And here is DC voltage. So maximum we can support 1100 watts DC voltage. So that means you can connect more modules on each string. For example, here compared to 1000 DC voltage, if the inverter support 1100 DC voltage, so in this case, you can connect 2 more modules on each string. So that means you can reduce some cost on the mounting system and also the DC cables. And here is the start voltage. So for our product, the MT series and also HT series, the start voltage is only 200 watts. So that means the inverter can start up earlier in the morning and shut down in the evening. So that means you can get more generation on the in the evening and late in the morning and also late in the evening. So the power generation difference is around 0.3 or 0.5% compared to another brands. And here the temperature, that's our the most important feature of our products actually. Because for our products, we have the fans, and the fans we brought from AMB. So it's a very famous brand, AMB brand. And the IP protection level is IP68. And also we have a very good heat dissipation design for the inverter. So we can support the inverter without directing on the 50 degrees. So that means even though the environmental temperature is 50 degrees, the inverter also can work normally without directing, without decrease the AC output. So that's, I think this is very important for the Sri Lanka customers, because in the Sri Lanka, the whole year is very hot, especially in the summer. In the summer, the temperature can be reach up to 45 or 48 degrees. So if you use another brand like this one, the inverter starts directing from 20 degrees. So if the temperature is 50 degrees, the inverter output will decrease a lot. So you can check this blue curve. But here, the red one, the red curve is our product. So if the temperature is lower 50 degrees, the inverter can work normally without the directing. But if even only the temperature is more than 50 degrees, the inverter start to decrease the AC output. But if you check this blue curve, the inverter start operating from 20 degrees. So if you use this brand in Sri Lanka, you will get a lot of you will lose a lot of power generation, okay, because of the temperature issue. And here is the bifacial modules compatible. Yeah, just now I already said we have the BF version of the MPT series. So for this one, the BF version. So for on each string, we can support 15 amps. Okay, so but in the market now, normally the bifacial modules, the maximum output, the maximum DC current is around 11 amps or 12 amps. So that means we can accept all the DC current from the bifacial modules. But if you use another brand like this one, only support 11 amps, even though the bifacial module DC current is 12.5 amps, but the DC current will be limited to 11 amps to the inverter. So on the DC side, the DC power already reduced. Okay, if you use bifacial modules, work with the standard, work with the traditional inverter. So if you want to use the bifacial modules, it's better to check the maximum DC current of the inverter. Okay, if the maximum DC current of the inverter is less than bifacial DC current, you will get the power generation loss on the DC side. Sorry. The next one is the less investment. Here is about SPD. So for all of our C&I products, we have the standard SPD on the DC and AC side. And it's type 2. And also we have type 3 SPD on the communication board. But if you use another brand without the type 2 SPD on the DC side, sorry. In some countries, the grid company will ask you to install the string box between the modules and the inverter. So that's actually it's extra cost for the installers, for the end users, because they must buy the string box between the panels and the inverter. But if the inverter already integrates type 2 SPD on the DC side, so the panels can be connected to the inverter directly. And this one is the anti-PID. Sorry. For the anti-PID function, actually we have the anti-PID board integrated inside of the inverter. So you don't need to buy the external anti-PID box. So I know in Sri Lanka, the temperature is very high and very humidity. So if you use traditional panels, it's very easy to have the PID problem after installation, maybe 5 or 6 years. So it's better if you use traditional panels. It's better you can use the inverter with the anti-PID function. So with the anti-PID function, the inverter will get the power from the grid, but the power from the grid is very little, very small, and this power can be this power from the AC side can be reversed to the panels to fix the PID problem happening in the daytime. So just now I said the inverter will get the power from the grid at the night. Okay, at the night we will get the power from the AC and reverse the AC to DC and to each panels to fix the PID problem happening in the daytime. So that's actually it's the PID repair function. And here is some solutions to save the AC cable cost. For our product, it doesn't matter MT or HT series. The neutral cable can be connected or can be left. So that means you can connect the neutral cable to the inverter. Also, you can connect the AC cable without the neutral. Because in the market, if you buy the AC cable with neutral inside, the price will be more expensive than the AC cable without the neutral. So that's our option for the customers. So you can without the neutral cable is connect to the inverter. And here is HT series. HT series, here is the AC connection box. So for the AC connection box, maximum we can support 240 million square meters AC cable connect. So that means you can use aluminum cable connect to the HT series, and the aluminum cable is much cheaper than copper cable. So if you use aluminum cable, so that also can save the AC cable cost. But the aluminum cable, the size will be much bigger than copper cable. So that's why we design the AC connector is so big. And here is the dynamic reactive power compensation. Because if you install the PV system to one factory, for example, in factory, before the PV system installation, maybe the PF value is about 0.9. But after the installation, after the PV system installation, the power factor, the PF will be reduced, maybe reduced to 0.8 or 0.7. So in this case, the factory owner will get the grid company will argue with the factory owner, because if your power factor drop a lot, that means you need to get more reactive power from the grid. So that's not good for the grid. So the grid company will charge you. Okay. So in this case, some customers, they want the inverter not only output the active power, but also the inverter can output the reactive power. So that's why we have this function for the customers. So as you know, the default setting of the inverter, the power factor is 1. So the inverter only output active power, no reactive power output. But if the customer want to get the reactive power from the inverter, so we also have a solution. So the customer just need to buy the control box. The control box name is SEC 1000. So if you use this box, this box will control the inverter to output active power and also the reactive power according to the load's consumption. So that's a dynamic reactive power compensation. Okay, it's not a static reactive power compensation. And this one is a simple O&M. So let's check. So for all of our products, also including the C&I products, we offer the display for the customers. So if you have the display, so you can make the parameter setting, you can configuration in the display. But if you order the inverter without the display, so you can use our app. The app name is SolarGo. So you can use SolarGo, connect to the inverter. You can connect to the inverter with Wi-Fi or with Bluetooth. So you can use this SolarGo app to do the parameter setting, to do the configuration. So we actually provide the flexible solution to the customers. So if you have a display, you can configuration, you can make the configuration, you can make the parameter setting in the display. If your inverter doesn't have the display, you can use the app, the SolarGo, to connect to the inverter and then make the setting. And for our product, it's block design. Okay, block design means you can replace each board. You don't need to replace if the inverter has a problem. So you don't need to replace the whole unit. So you just need to open the inverter cover and replace the board, which one has the problem. So that's more convenient and more easier for the installers, for the O&M guy. And here's the monitoring solution. For the monitoring solution, we provide multiple solutions. For example, we have Wi-Fi communication, we have a LAN communication, and 4G. And 4G is on the way, not ready now. So if you just have one or two inverters on the site, and also you have the router inside, so you can use the Wi-Fi or use LAN. A LAN is more stable than Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi, is wireless, but the LAN is cable, so LAN is more stable than Wi-Fi. And but if you don't have any internet on the site, so you can choose the 4G. But if you have the big plant, okay, for example, 1 megawatt or 10 megawatt, so you can choose this monitoring like RS-45 communication or PLC communication. So for the RS-45 communication, you must buy the communication cable, RS-45 cable, and then connect to the inverter one by one. And the last one, you can connect to our data logger, the EasyLog Pro. And also you can connect to the SCC 1000. So for the SCC, the EasyLog Pro, the data logger is only for the monitoring. But if you use SCC 1000, not only in the monitoring, you also can use some other functions like export power limit. And also just now I already mentioned the reactive power compensation. So SCC 1000 is more advanced than data logger. Actually, in the SCC 1000 box, it's already integrated the data logger inside. And here is the PLC communication. So PLC communication is actually a power line communication. So the communication data is on the AC cable. So you don't need to install the RS-45 cable, okay? Because you just need to you can get that from the AC cable. But you need to use this communication box. It's SCB 2000. So if you use this communication box, this box will get the data from the AC cable and send the data to our server, to our monitoring platform. And here is the optical fiber ring communication. So just now I already said we have the PLC communication. But the PLC communication, just now I introduced only for one transformer. But if you have a very big plant, like here, you have many transformer station, and the distance between transformer station is very long, maybe more than 1,000 meters. So in this case, if the distance is more than 1,000 meters, you can't use RS-45 cable. So we provide the solution, it's optical fiber. So if you use optical fiber, the distance, the maximum distance can be reached up to 20 kilometers. Okay, so you can use optical cable connect each transformer station. Now here you also need to use SCB 2000. And here is our SIMS dashboard. So in our SIMS, you can monitoring all of the data. But here is different, it's the dashboard. So dashboard means you can get more beautiful display. For example, if you have a very big television in your office, and if you have a very big display on the site, so you can display this state to the customers, to the visitors. And here's the open API. So just a brief introduction here. So the inverter sends the data to our data logger, and the data logger to the GoodWe server and to our monitoring platform SIMs. But if you have if you want send the data to another server, okay, to the third-party server, so you can use the API to get the data from our server to your server, to the third-party server, and then display the monitoring data in the third-party platform. So that's also available. And here the third-party monitoring device. So until now, we already compatible with a lot of some famous third-party monitoring device. Like here, we already compatible with multi-control. It's very popular in Europe. And here is SolarLog. SolarLog is also very popular all over the world, actually. So in a lot of countries, you can find this monitoring device. So the inverter, GoodWe inverters can be connected to these data loggers. And the data logger sends the data to the third-party server and then to third-party monitoring platform. And here the SCADA compatibility. So some customers, some grid companies, they not only want to monitor, they also want to do the control. Okay, the remote control of the inverters. So in this case, a lot of customers they choose to use the SCADA system. For our products, for example, the GZlog Pro, we already have the IEC 104 protocol. Because all of our SCADA devices all use this protocol. So that means if our data logger already have this protocol, the data logger can communicate with the SCADA device. So then the SCADA device can get the data from our data logger and also can control our inverters from the SCADA device. And here's the weather station. The weather station can be connected to our data logger. Okay, can't connect to the inverter directly, but it can be connected to our data logger. And our data logger, we are using Modbus RTU protocol. So if your weather station already have this protocol, your weather station can communicate with our data logger directly. So just make sure your weather station already have Modbus RTU protocol. Then your data logger, then your weather station can communicate with our GZlog Pro directly. And the weather station data can be shown in our SIMS portal. Like here, we have the solar panels temperature, and the wind speed, wind direction, and irradiation, and ambient temperature. And here the remote shutdown or remote diagnose. So in some for some customers, they want to remote control or remote shutdown of the inverter because, for example, if you have some accident on the site, like the fire problem, the fire accident. So if you want to shut down all the inverter immediately, because now we don't open the remote shutdown to the customers by the SIMS portal, but the customer can choose the inverter with the remote shutdown function. So you can connect all the inverters in series, and the last one connect to one button, the remote shutdown button or break. So if your plant has some accident like a fire, you just need to push this button or turn off the brake. So all the inverters will be shut down immediately. So and the reaction time will be less than 200 milliseconds. So it's very fast. And here is some installation site. So we support the independent installation, lie down installation, and also the wall mounted installation. Multiple ways we support. So you can check here the picture of here. And here is the AC connector temperature detection. Yes, now we this function actually is optional. So you can choose the inverter with the AC connector temperature detection. This function for each inverter. So if your if your AC connector connection is not good, okay, and if the temperature is very high and the inverter output is very high, and it's very easy to make the AC connector broken, like a fire problem and the inverter broken on the AC side. So if you want to avoid this problem, so you can order the inverter with the temperature detection. So if the inverter, because if you order the inverter with this function, there will be a sensor inside. So that this sensor will detect the AC connector temperature. So if the temperature is higher than our limitation, the inverter will be shut down immediately to avoid the fire problem. And this one is arc failure detection. Actually, it's FCR function. So it's here is also to avoid the fire. You know, the arc is very easy to happen if your DC connection is not good, like the DC cable broken, or this cable the DC connectors connection is not good. In the summer or maybe after installation, maybe some years, for example, after 3 years or 4 years, if your connection, the DC connector connection is not good, it's very easy to have the fire accident. So if your inverter already have the arc detection, FCR function, so the inverter will find the potential problem to avoid the fire accident. FCR function is now is more and more important in some countries, like in Europe, in Holland, and also in some Latin American countries, like in Mexico. Now it's becoming to the mandatory. If you want to install the rooftop C&I system, your inverter, your system must have a FCR function. And otherwise, you can't install this system, or you can't get the insurance. Okay. And this part is about the reliable quality. For all of our three-phase products, we are using a film capacitor inside. This one, a film capacitor, like the filter capacitor and the bus support capacitor. We are all using film capacitor. But if you choose another brand, if you open the cover of the inverter, you can find a lot of electronic capacitor inside. But the electronic capacitor is very sensitive to the temperature. So, for example, if the temperature is higher, the lifetime of the electronic capacitor will decrease a lot. For example, if the temperature is increased, if the temperature increase 10 degrees, the lifetime of the electronic capacitor will decrease 50%. Okay, so that's a lot But if you're using film capacitor, the film capacitor doesn't have this problem. So the lifetime of the film capacitor is much longer than electronic capacitor. And this one is 4110 certificate. This certificate is only for the Germany market. But this certificate is very difficult to get it. But our product, the GoodWe, is the first one in China to get this certificate. Because in Germany, if you want to install the system, if the capacity is more than 135 kilowatt, your system, your products must have this certificate. But this certificate is very hard, very difficult to get it. So if you can get this certificate, that means your product is very reliable. Okay, the quality is very good. And this one is like we have some two protections. Okay, for some components, like we have the DSP, the digital signal processor, the DSP. We have master DSP, and also we have the slave DSP. So if the master DSP doesn't work, the slave DSP will start to work automatically. And for the AC relays, we also have two. So if one broken, another one start to work immediately. And here is some tests. So here is like IP65 test, temperature test, the noise test, vibration test, and the hard test, source spare test. So here is this test. Actually, they are the sample test. Okay, we sent the product to the third-party lab to do this test. And then we can get the test report from the third-party companies. Now here is the test in our factory. It's 100% test. So that means each inverter will be tested. Okay. So in a factory, we have ATS test. ATS test is to test like the communication and also the country code. And the agent test. So before we deliver the we deliver the inverter to the customers, we will put the inverter to the agent room. So in the agent room, the temperature is about 45 degrees, and the inverter in this room will work more than 8 hours and at the full load operation. For example, if the inverter is 100 kilowatt, the inverter output, the inverter DC sat and AC sat is also 100 kilowatt and working more than 8 hours. And when if the inverter in this room doesn't have the problem, then we will take out the inverter from the agent room and the package and deliver it to the customers. But if the inverter has some problems in the agent room, so we will take out the inverter from the agent room also, but we'll put the inverter to the repair center in the factory. And also for our production line, we already get the ISO 90001 certificate. And also in our production line, we already have anti-static plant. Okay, so to avoid some problem by the static problem. And for here some features of the HT series. So for the HT series, it's the new product. It will, just already mentioned, it will be ready in the May or June. Okay. And for the HT series, we have some features like the bifacial modules compatible, and the strain level monitoring, and a 50 degrees full load operation, FCR, AC connector temperature detection, internal humidity detection, and also the PID repair, Bluetooth commissioning, and Type 1 SPD optional. So here is totally same with the MT series, but for the HT series, SPD is different. So for the HT series, the Type 1 SPD is also available for the HT series. And here is also the specific function only for the HT series. So HT series will compatible with a tracking system because the inverter will supply the power to the tracking system and also can communicate with the tracking system. So here you can find some tracking system working scenarios like the shadowless tracking mode, the rain cleaning mode, snow and hail protection mode, and the wind protection mode. So if you use a tracking system, you can get a lot of benefit from the tracking system. And here also the specific function only for the HT series. So for the HT series, not only the DC power supply, we also support the AC power supply. That means you just need to connect the AC power to the inverter, and the inverter can be started up. So that means in the evening, you also can do the power meter setting, and also you can do the commissioning for the inverters in the evening, because you can use the AC power to power up the inverter. And also you can get 24 hours monitoring. And here is a fault record and a USB flash disk update. So if your system doesn't have the monitoring, but if your inverter has some problems, you want to know what happened before the problem happened. So you can download the history data from the inverter directly, okay? Even though you don't have the monitoring. And also you can use the USB disk to do the firmware update. So you just need to plug the USB disk to the inverter, and the inverter will update the firmware automatically. So that means you don't need to bring the laptop to the site. You just need to take the USB disk and plug and play. So the inverter will update the firmware by itself. And here is similar with the MT series. So for the HT series, you also have many options for the monitoring, like Wi-Fi, LAN, 4G, RS-45, and then PLC communication. So here I'll give you some case reference. So this one is 750 kilowatt in SND tram factory in China. Actually, this factory is very close to our old factory. Now we already removed to the new factory in Suzhou. And this one is 800 kilowatt in a CRRC factory, China. And the CRRC factory is very famous in China because this factory is their product is the high-speed train. So this factory is very famous in China. And this one is also 800 kilowatt in Zhejiang province. And you can find the cover on the top of the inverter. So if you install the MT series outdoor, it's better you can install the cover on the top of the inverter, because this cover can be used to avoid the sunshine directly to the inverter. If the sunshine directly to the inverter, the internal temperature will be very high. It's not good for the inverter lifetime, and also internal components lifetime will decrease. Now this one is the 2 megawatt in Shanghai. Also in China, 2.4 megawatt. Also in China, 2.4 megawatt. 5 megawatt in Shandong province. 25 megawatt in Shanxi province of China. So you can see this product is a mounting system. It's a mounting product. So a lot of trees, the small grasses, and also different angle, different orientation. So in this case, it's better to use the string inverters. So if you use a central inverter for this system, it will be the disaster. And this one is 42.8 megawatt, also in China. 2 megawatt in South Korea, 5 megawatt also in South Korea. Now this one is 4 megawatt in India, and it's in Bosch factory. And this one 4 megawatt in Siemens factory, India. 6 megawatt in India. 6 megawatt in Holland. 10 megawatt also in Holland. 11 megawatt in Holland. 6 megawatt in Turkey. 6 megawatt also in Turkey, in Istanbul. You can find that this inverter is our MTG1, so it's very old product. I think this product already more than 5 years. 16 megawatt also in Turkey, and also MTG1 product. 18 megawatt in Turkey also, and MTG1 product. So you can find the MTG1, the inverter is installed under the panels. Okay, thank you for your time. That's all for the seminar introduction. So later, my colleague will show you one video in our YouTube channel. So if you want to find more videos, just need to check our YouTube channel, and you can find more videos about our products. Okay, later I will before the video, I will show you our MT series, the real inverter here. Okay, it's a real product. So guys, can you see it? Okay, so here is our MT series, and it's the big guy, not so big. Okay, but compared to the residential products, it's a big guy. And here we have the display, and we have the button. And here we have, maybe you can't see that. We have two DC switch. And here the DC connectors. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 MT trackers, and for each MT tracker we have 3 DC inputs. So for each MT tracker, you can connect 3 strings. And here is RS485 communication. So you can use RS485 communication cable. Connect one by one of the inverter. And here is the Wi-Fi module. So you can connect the Wi-Fi module to the inverter to make the Wi-Fi communication. And here is the GPRS. So GPRS now is only available in China and India. But in the near future, we will support the 4G. So you can connect the 4G module here. And here is the AC connector. So here we have the AC connector cover here. So the connection here, the port here, the maximum we can support 95 million square meters. So you also can use aluminum cable connect to the MT series, because we have the large AC cover here. And here we have this cover. So after the connector connection, so you can put the connector cover here, and because if you use this cover, this cover can protect these connectors. Okay, and it's a standard cover, so it comes with the inverter, so you don't need to buy it. It's a standard product in the package. So okay, that's all for the real inverter introduction. So later my colleague will show you one video in the YouTube channel. Okay, thank you.
Everyone, here is GoodWe. I am Burajan. Hi everyone, here is GoodWe. I am Burajan. Today we are in Çorum, Turkey, to see how first power line communication, aka PLC, works. In this project, total installed PV power is 3 MW and 48 pieces of GW60K empty inverters has been used. For monitoring, we used SCB2000 box, which is for communication without any data cable, like RS485. In this power plant, we use PLC communication method. With this method, we need one SCB2000 box. Let's see what's inside of the SCB2000. Here, the AC cable comes from the low voltage side of the transformer, and this AC cable directly comes to the PLC board, and this PLC board connected with our EasyLogger Pro. For power up this box, we need 220 volt cables, and this box also need the router, and here our router, you can see we get the internet connection with this box. Here we have 220 volt AC cables for powering up the box, and for internet connection, here the EasyLogger's connection side, and this cable comes to our router here. And to getting internet, we have this device. So this device gets the internet, and we have LAN cable. We can see historical and real-time data with mobile app and SAMS portal website. Here we can see the overview of plant at the main dashboard. I already mentioned that we don't use any data cable for monitoring thanks to SCB2000. But what would happen if we didn't use SCB2000 communication method? First of all, for this 3 MW project, you would have to purchase at least 2,000 meters of RS485 cable, plus accessories like a corrugated pipe for underground cabling, and also extra labor costs would be added. Installation costs would higher at bigger projects. In the future, there is a risk to loss of connection because of damage and abrasion. And also data cable requires maintenance time to time, which will make another cost in the future. But we saved all these costs by choosing SCB2000. Thank you for watching us, and see you in the next video.
Okay, hello again. I'm Simone from GoodWe Solar Academy. Last year, September, I had a business trip in Lanka, and it was a great experience. And I loved to do the business trip again and meet my friends and customers in Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, we are not allowed to go outside. So I take this chance and share something new about GoodWe solutions, especially GoodWe monitoring solutions to all of you. Okay, let's start. So to introduce GoodWe monitoring solution, I will speak from three aspects. First, from the data generation, and then to data acquisition, then to data presentation. Generally speaking, I will introduce from the communication options from the inverter side, and our data transmission and collection process and how we present all the data in the PV system to all the customers and audience. So, in the PV system, we have PV modules, we have inverter, and also our system should be connected to the grid. So in this whole system, there are many data generated. But inverter in this system, it is like a CPU which process all the data from itself and the data from the PV arrays and data from the grid and other external devices. So the data will be sent to a server, to a storage capacity storage device, and then it will, after a series of processing, it will present it in graphs, in curves, and in numbers. So our customers can understand what is going on, what is the performance of our PV system. So there are several communication options which are very common and popular in PV field, but in different scenarios we have different recommended options. For Wi-Fi, LAN, and 4G communication options, we recommend them for the household solar project. And for RS485, PLC, Bluetooth, and 4G for the commercial and industrial solar project. There are some difference between the two groups. For example, take Wi-Fi for example. Wi-Fi needs, there is good Wi-Fi network inside the project or in your house. So and 4G, but in 4G, like in India, we have GPRS that use 2G communication network, but now we have 4G. And for RS485 communication options, this option is more stable and it uses wires to do communication. So it is stable, but it is more costly. But if you want an economic option, then I recommend PLC for C&I solar project because the data are transferred through the power line cables. So you do not have to install extra communication wires, cables in the project site. But for PLC communication option, it needs special software and hardware inside the inverter. So some money will take into the inverter, but you will save a lot of money on the installation of communication cables. So that is just a general comparison between different communication options. Next, I want to show what communication we provide, communication options we provide for different inverter models. Okay, this is GoodWe grid-tied inverter family. Now for this inverter family, we offer Wi-Fi, RS485, GPRS, LAN, Bluetooth, and PLC, and 4G options. And for newest products like Access, MS, SDDG2, we have Wi-Fi. We have these Wi-Fi options always for all the modules. And but for PLC communication, we just offered this option to inverters of larger capacity like HT, MT, SMT. And for GoodWe storage inverter family, we offer Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 4G, LAN, and even Wi-Fi plus LAN, the free switch mode. for the for some storage inverters. So I want to especially mention the Wi-Fi plus NAND switch free switch options. These options is just for H, ET, H, and BT series. And if you have ordered this communication module, you can when it is available, you can use use Wi-Fi communication, or if you think the Wi-Fi signal is not stable at the project site, you can switch it to LAN communication. And 4G. 4G is coming soon, and if you have special request, because this communication needs certification in your country, because you have to pay for the communication network in your country. So if you have this request, please just send us GoodWe Sales know, and we can work on this. We can work together and get this option available in your country. Okay, last, I'm gonna introduce how this communication works in the whole system. So first is Wi-Fi and LAN communication and monitoring solution. Why I put Wi-Fi and LAN together? Because the many difference between LAN and Wi-Fi communication is between the between this part. Let me see. Between this part, the data transferred to the router in your house or in the factory or any facility. So for Wi-Fi communication, the effective communication distance should be no more than 50 meters. And for LAN communication, the distance should not exceed 100 meters. So when the inverter generate the data, and it will first transfer to your transfer to the server through the help of your local network system. And then the extra device you need is a Wi-Fi router or LAN router. And then the data stored in the GoodWe server, and it will be presented on GoodWe SAMS portal. And next is Bluetooth. Bluetooth is not so new technology, but the application in PV field is very new, because in some areas the Wi-Fi signal is not so stable, but Bluetooth is a very stable communication method within a limited distance. So in this case, you can just open your smart mobile phone and open the Bluetooth sharing option, and your mobile phone will communicate with the inverter, and then you can do configuration for the PV system on your mobile phone very quickly and effective. So, but the home monitoring system still relies on the Wi-Fi communication or other communication options. This Bluetooth option just enables you to do the configuration very quickly and just to save your time. So the data of the PV system still goes through the Wi-Fi generator, and then to GoodWe server, and then to GoodWe SAMS portal. G communication, and the this option requires there is a communication base near your facility, near your project site. So with within the service range of your communication base, and your inverter is a 4G version, and then the monitoring data of your PV system will be transferred through the communication base, and then to GoodWe server, and then to GoodWe Samsung monitoring platform. Yes, for these communication options, you have to buy a SIM card from the telecom company. And I don't know how a charge in your country, but you may discuss with us if you want to implement this option in your project site and in GoodWe inverters. RS485 communication option is commonly widely applied in minor or medium-sized or even large commercial and industrial project. The main advantage of this option is that the communication link is very secured and stable. But as you know, as you can see from the screen, and every inverter can communicate with the other inverters in the form of daisy chain, and the next inverter communicate to GoodWe data logger that is called EasyLogger Pro, and each EasyLogger Pro can connect to up to 60 units of inverter. So, and if you require other functions like remote, like reactive power compensation and node monitoring, you can use a past version of GoodWe data logger, like SEC 1000 and SCB 1000. But one point I have to mention is the distance this inverter, the forest inverter to the EasyLogger Pro, the maximum distance should not exceed 1,000 meters. But I think it actually is that I actually miss the project site in most cases. So the another disadvantage of this option I have to mention is that it takes extra labor and cost on the communication cables and their installation. And maybe years later, you have to replace the broken communication cables. So you want to know the monitoring data of your whole PV system. PLC, what is PLC? P stands for power, L for line, C for communication. That together is power line communication. So what is a power line? The AC power line. So as you can see, the difference between the RS485 communication option is that there is no extra communication cables in the diagram. All the data generated in your PV project and are transferred through the cables, the AC cables. And you know, these data are encrypted and transmitted through the power line, and because they are encrypted, there should be a device to decrypt the data, so you would understand what do the data mean on your monitoring platform. So we have a process to do that. We have a device to do that. That is called SCB 3000. But So as you can see from the diagram, our inverter then AC cables to a box, compiler box, and then to transformer. And on the lower voltage side of the transformer, we connect SCB 3000, and then the data are transmitted through network to our server and then presented on GoodWe Sam's monitoring platform. So this is a diagram with the example of our very new product, HT series. But we have other module types which also support PLC communication. It's called for example, SMT series and MT series. For these two series, we use different boxes. SCB 2000 to realize PLC communication. Please remember that. So SCB 3000 and HT series are very new product to come available very soon. And SMT and MT series inverter and SCB 2000 smart controller box the product we already have in mass production. So if you have any question or any details you want to know about this solution, you can visit GoodWe Solar Academy website. We have a special technical document to explain this solution in details. Okay, so what if in the previous introduction I mentioned, okay, I just go up. I forgot to mention one point about SCB 2000 and SCB 3000. The maximum number of inverters that can be connected to one smart controller box is up to 40 inverters. Maybe very soon we may upgrade it to 60 inverters. But if your project, on your project site, there are more than 40 or 60 inverters on site, how can we do the monitoring system? How we can keep a very secured and unbreakable communication link? Then I recommend our fiber optical ring solution. So first, this solution is based on RS485, and we have the similar ring solution based on PLC solution. Let me just do it one by one. So from the diagram, you can see PV arrays, inverters, and RS485 cables, and then connected to our SCB 1000. Remember, SCB 1000 go with RS485 options. SCB 2000 go with PLC options of MT and SMT series, and PLC options goes with in SCB 3000 of for our very new product HT series. Then the inverters, each RS the RS485 cables go to the SCB 1000. Each SCB 1000 can take in 40 inverters. So if you have more than 40 inverters, then you will have used more SCB 1000 boxes. And then each inverter can do a configuration like this. So to keep this communication in very secure way, the communication between two communication boxes, SCB 1000, can be optical fiber, because the optical fiber, the communication distance can be can go up to 20 kilometers. So if you have a several project displayed in different places, I think it is a feasible solution. And then, as you can say, why I say this option, this solution is double secured, because if, as you can see, we have a NAT switch in this RAN, and we have 3 or even more SCP-1000 in one RAN. And now the data collected by SCP-1000 go to NAT switch and then to server. Now, if the link between this one is broken, then the data will go this link whole way to the NAT switch, and then to server, and then to the GoodWe Samsung monitoring platform. So as you know, if one link is broken, one node is broken, you do not have to worry, because the other node are protected, and you have the data in safe house. And by the way, if you actually accidentally found out that the communication lasts for no more than 3 days, then don't worry, the data can be resumed at the period of this communication loss. This is a very good function of our communication boxes. And then next, I'm introducing the PLC plus fiber RAN solution. And as you know, the difference between the previous solution is that we do not have to use a RS485 cables. We take it, we replace it by power line cable. Of course, it's not just common. It is common power line, but it requires special communication board inside the inverter. So, as from the near side, you just not see any difference. But inside the inverter itself, there are different circuit, different components, different board communication board. So, so as I just expand in previous solution, this RAN solution also, the data are double secured, and if one link is broken, the data can be transferred through the other link. So, and this is a whole GoodWe monitoring solution from the inverter side. And the monitor solution is fully secured with encrypted method. As you can see, from the inverter to the cloud to GoodWe server, the data are encrypted. And through the GoodWe server to our monitoring platform, where you can see all the system performance, even device performance, even errors or reports, in graphs, in data, in Excel, in PDF, in Word, like that. And all the whole process are encrypted by AES 128. So GoodWe provides, it's not GoodWe provides a shield for your solar system monitoring against any hazard data corruption. So what if you are not using, in your project, you are using other devices from used devices from other brand? What if you use GoodWe inverters, but you already use third-party monitoring system and monitoring product? You may ask, can we do that? Yes. With GoodWe inverters and non-GoodWe data logger, like SonarNOG, material control, we do the communication capacity through Modbus RTU protocol and Sunspec protocol. So these two brands of data logger are already compatible, can work with GoodWe inverters. So if you have other brand of data logger in your project site, if you want to know whether it is they can be used with GoodWe inverters, just contact GoodWe, and then we may share we may do the communication compatibility with your data logger through SunSpec and Modbus RTU protocol. So, but in some cases, which I have met or not, you are using GoodWe inverters, you are using GoodWe data loggers, all the data of your PV system are transferred to GoodWe server, and even though you do not want, you have developed your own monitoring platform, you want the data presented in the way you want, and then you can achieve the data exchange between two different servers. From GoodWe server to your own server, you can achieve the data exchange through Open API protocol. So this is the very fast way to achieve the data exchange if you have your own monitoring platform. And I recommend this option if you already use GoodWe inverters, GoodWe data loggers, but you are using your own monitoring system. And next, I'm just talking about a few special application scenarios. For example, in most countries, the great company ask for for the major project, PV project, the owners, the plant owners have his own SCADA system, and then they are using GoodWe inverters, GoodWe devices, but all the data, monitoring data or control authorities, they want this data and authorities to themselves. Then can we support that? Yes, my answer is yes. So as you can say, from the diagram, you can see in these boxes, you may purchase extra devices for the power plant controller, Ethernet switch, and then you will have all the data to your own platform, not to your own server and platform, not stored in GoodWe server. So the data are not inaccessible to GoodWe. And this case is gets more popular, more common in European countries. Some great company ask the plant owner that, hey, I want the monitoring data of your PV plant, because your PV system are connected. It's connected to my system, to my great public grid distribution system. I do not want any negative effect to my system. So I want your data, and also I want a limited control authority to your plant in case there's some very negative situation happens to the whole system. So so can we do that? Yeah. The great company asked, can you just can you just give me this control and the monitoring data to me? Yes, we can do that. The great company can achieve the monitoring data and the control authorities through RS485 options. And then you may ask, as a plant owner, you may ask, can I have my own monitoring system as well? Because I do not want the great company to take everything to take everything away. I just I'm not you. I'm not a great company to watch the data of the system, and even grant some authorities, some control authorities to the plant. But still, I want the whole access to the monitoring data, and then whole authorities to my plant. So is that possible? We have two coexist communication link. Yes, we can know that. As a plant owner, you have options like Wi-Fi, none RS485 PLC. So I have just finished from the inverter side, from the monitoring device, from the about the transmission and collection, data collection and transmission process. Next, I'm just introduce our star product, our monitoring system, SAMS Portal. I believe some of you in Sri Lanka already use this platform, but stay away with me because there's something new about SAMS Portal I want to share to all of you. First, SAMS Portal we are using right now, there is no difference. They are not grouped in. They are not put into different groups. But in the future, we will have different groups. We will have SAMS Portal for residential PV plants. We will have SAMS Industry for the PV plants installed in your factory, in which multiple sources are available, exist, and there are much complicated interaction between different supply sources. Then we have SAMS Industry. And as you know, we have HT series with 1,500 DC input voltage capacity. And this product will be mainly used in utility scale PV plant. And to meet the monitoring purpose of this product, we will have SAMS Utility. So, but what I'm talking about SAMS Portal, they are sharing. Even we have SAMS Portal, SAMS Home, SAMS Industry, and SAMS Utility. They are based on the very similar logic and structure. So I'm going first. I'm going to introduce the structure of the SAMS Portal. Okay, on SAMS Portal, we can achieve multi-level and comprehensive monitoring from plant level, from the device level, and then to communication level. So plant level, as a rich plant owner, you have many plants. How can you manage? Monitoring all these plants? Yes, we have a very systematic system to help you to do many plants management and monitoring. And from the device level, the system performance in a specific project. But if you have one inverter, two inverter, or many inverters, you want the performance of each inverters. Can you get it? Yes, you can get it. The performance and the operation status, the history of operation status and performance are all available to you. And communication level, in some cases, just communication is just not good, and you want to get and you want to know you cannot, you do not get any update from SAM support, and you will be notified what's wrong with it, whether it is just for communication failure or just something like that. You will get this level, the information of this level. So, except for the PV plants registered on SAM's portal, and we have the, which is very common, then we have to manage and grant different access to all the owners, all different roles like distributor, stoner, owner, or just PV plant visitors. So, so as you can see from the screen, there are different layers. At different layers, on each layers, the roles are granted with different access, different authorities. As a distributor, this account, this role has the highest authority to the PV plant or PV plants on some support to beside, except for take out to GoodWe, that's not non-GoodWe accounts. And then we have installer, because it's one installer may responsible for many PV plant, and they want to do maintenance for to all these plant owners, plant projects, and then this account will have access to all the plants this account is responsible for. Owners have access to all the data of your own plant or plants. And if you are an owner with multiple plants, you have very similar authorities like a installer or distributor, but the authorities, the access are to only to your own plants. And visitor, yes, as an owner of PV plant on SAM's portal, you can grant some visitor access to your PV plant. So you can show your customer the performance of your PV plant, whether it is good or bad, but the access is very limited, and you do not have to worry that the visitor account may interrupt the configuration or the information about your project, about your account or your PV plans. So, so we have a great monitoring system, and we do not want to keep this platform to just a few customers or few customers in a few countries. So we get this monitoring available, and we provide many language options. Up to now, we have 12 language options except for Chinese. If we include Chinese, then we have 13 language options available in total. For example, we have Spanish, we have Turkish, we have Italian, we have German, we have French, we have Russian. So other people, you know, in some areas, people are not, especially for the older people, they do not speak English or do not speak Chinese, and then they can use their own mother language, their mother tongue or their own local language to access to SAM's portal. So we want SAM's portal, this platform, available to all customers of different agricultures, of different languages speakers, and for customers around the world. And so if customers are not from Sri Lanka or not from China, how can we guarantee the fast access to this platform? Don't worry, right now we have 4 different servers allocated in different places. we have servers. We have 2 servers in China, one in Hangzhou and one in Hong Kong, and we have 1 server in Australia, and we have 1 server in Germany. So these 4 servers together can cover the access request from customers in Australia, in Asia, and in Europe, because we are also exploring the North America market. So we are planning to have another server allocated in North America. So I have said I've just get a very general introduction. I hope you have a very general view about the SAMS portal already, because I introduced the SAMS portal from the structure, from different account rules, from the full access to this system, this platform. Then I want to show you how this system works inside. So first, as a plant owner, I think your request is very direct and simple. Is you want to see everything, the performance of your PV plant, and yes, you can just get the comprehensive data and message in just the 1 page. If you have extra special requests which aren't common to most customers, you can just click to see the details. So I'm gonna show you the layout of the plant monitoring page. From the page, first you can see the general information of your PV plant, such like your plant name and location and the owner and the construction time, date, and the system capacity, like that. Also, you get some local weather notification on the north side of the plant general information. Okay, so you already know that you have you are at the correct plant monitoring page. Then next, I guess you want to know the performance of a PV plant. So next, very right on the general information of PV plant, we have the operation status, operation power, generating power of the PV system. As you can see, right now the PV plant, the PV generation power is 643.1 volts. And because I'm just showing the monitoring page, I'm taking an energy storage plant, for example. So I will, besides the inverter, the system performance of the inverter, and also have the charging and discharging status of batteries. Okay, right. And then on the right side of the duration tab, we have the key indicators like the daily yield and total yield, and the daily income and the total income of your PV plant. So you will know how much electricity your PV plant has generated, and how much energy this, how much income your plant would bring to you. And on the right below this part, the performance part, we have the performance tab. From this part, you will see the performance of your whole system, whole PV plant. If you click different tabs, like you click at power table, power tab, you will have a histogram and curves and readings about the of your PV plant in different time range. And this data can be arranged in the form of daily, monthly, or yearly, and even in the customized time period. You can just select here to change the time range. Moreover, this all the data can be exported as a report, as an Excel. Okay, this part for this part, the 4 parts for the monitoring on plant level. Then on the device level, we have very similar layout. As you can see, at the device level, you will get the device status and performance in real time. And as you can see from the screenshot, you will know, you can know that this inverter is generating, and the generating power is 5.4 kilovolts. This is today's generation of this inverter. Okay, if you want to know the generation power, you can just go inside, click this inverter and go inside to check the PV power and other parameters like today's generation and the generation report and the income report. All these histograms, curves, and readings on these curves and histograms are available to export here. And these data are arranged on the basis of daily, monthly, and yearly. Okay, next I want to talk about is our fancy function. It is real-time big screen monitoring. On the center, okay, and this page is, the view of the page is very different from the PV plant monitoring page, because this page are designed for the display and show you your showroom, and every customer enter your company or enter your house can read and get the point of your PV plant, that your plant is generating and the performance is very good, and your contribution to better environment is great. So from this big screen monitoring page, we have something very useful to explain. First, in the center of the big screen, we have we display the general information of your PV plant if you have many PV plants. But if you have just one, it will just display one plant, the general information of that plant in the center of the dashboard, the big screen. And it can be displayed like this way, and photographs and details. And it also can be displayed in list like this. Okay, if you the list can be goes up and down, can go up automatically if you open the cursor function on. If you do not want to the screen rotating, and then you can just turn down the cursor function. And if you have difficulty to find the specific PV plant, you can just use the search function here to quickly locate your PV plant. And then on the left side and right side of the big screen view, we have 6 boxes. The 6 boxes display different things. For example, we can display the plant schedule. The plant schedule if you have many PV plant. If you do not, then we can display the environment contribution, like 1 kilowatt 1 kilowatt hour of electricity your PV plant generated contribute to a better environment on Earth. So do not. So this part, this module display, I think it is great. It is grateful. It is so great because you can tell your customer, your visitor, or your friends directly that I installed a PV plant on my rooftop or on somewhere, and I did something. I'm doing something very great to a better living environment. Now, I'm not gonna introduce one by one on what is inside these 6 modules because you have many options to display. And you can just go system setting and display everything you want to display. If you want the 6 modules, just display the environment contribution of your PV plant. Of course, you can do that and just put the contribution on the 6 boxes. So everyone will know, your friends, your colleagues, your customers can know that you are doing something great to the environment. Okay, and very directly, very simple and directly, you can see the performance of your PV plant, how much electricity has generated in your PV plant or plants, and how much income you have earned from your PV plant. And you know, the income can be calculated in RMB, in dollars, or your local currency. You can set it in the system setting as well. And then, if you do not like GoodWe SAM support, I hope you do like our GoodWe SAM support logo. And in some cases, you want your logo to be available, to be visible to your customers, visitors, friends. Then you can just change it to your own, and I support you do that. You have my full support to change the GoodWe SAM portal logo to your own company logo. So you will have this main dashboard, big screen display, totally your own. So the access to other functions and features like plan status, alarms, and reports, you can just click on the left side of the screen. So big screen, we call it main dashboard, is a fancy function, but report is also another great function, because you know sometimes we are not just satisfied with the how much energy the generally speaking generation report. It is not enough. We want then we want a statistic analysis on the performance of different plans in the same project site, or like in the same account we just SAM support can provide a very simple, general but comprehensive generation report. Then we can provide analysis report. What if there is something wrong? For example, the generation on February is not so good. I want to know why. Then you can look into the history data of the plant and device in the plant. So you will get very much details about the inverter performance in different time. For example, you get the work mode and the input voltage of each strain and current of each strain, and the AC output parameters, etc., etc. So deep history data will help you locate the abnormal values inside your generation report or analysis report, and then it would help you to find the possible causes to the uncommon data on the uncommon nor expected performance of your PV plant. So maybe later or soon, this report and data will help you to improve your design, or just help you find a possible solution to the current bad situation and get it to a better situation. So that is a report. If you are interested, if you do not have a Samsung account or have a PV plant registered on Samsung portal, you can just use or visit www.samsungportal.com and then use the demo to use our demo plant and get to know the report and all the other functions. Now I will talk about a special function. This function may not be available for all PV plants, but it would be if you have the device, if you have already get it available on the device level, then we can display this data, this feature, this function on Samsung portal. So I'm talking about node consumption monitoring. As you know, there are more monitoring requests that coming from European countries. I think maybe soon or later in the future, so Lanka may come up with the similar request for the node consumption monitoring, because in your house, because in a residential project or in the commercial project, there are nodes connected in the system. So as an owner or as a role from the grid company, they want to know how much energy consumed by the nodes connected in the system, and the energy. What is the ratio of the energy the node consumes from the PV system, and what is the ratio from the grid company? And then node monitoring becomes very helpful. But to have this function available on Samsung portal, we have to have node monitoring device installed on the project site. Take single phase on-grid inverter from GoodWe. We need HomeKit installed on the uninstalled on the project site. With this HomeKit installed on the PV project on the project site, the customers, you or customer will have access to the data and the graphical display of the node consumption in the facility or in your house. For example, with this device installed in the project, you are able to know the self-use rate of your PV energy and how much energy PV energy are used for self-consumption, and how much energy are sold to the grid, and in what time, and during what time, and also from the node aspect, you will get to know how much energy you consumed, the node consumed from your PV system, and how much energy are from the grid. So with this data in the graphs, you will know whether this PV system is really help you to reduce the electricity bill of your reduce the electricity bill in your house or in your factory. And and it will help you to think whether I should improve my system design or whether I should upgrade the existing grid type ungrid system to a energy storage system, so I will save more money and get more income. So this data and report and the curves and graphs will help you to do more thinking and improve improve the whole system design. So for single-phase on-grid inverters, we will need home kit, and for three-phase on-grid inverters, we need SE1000. But for our energy storage inverters, we will just use smart meter, and if smart meter is installed in the energy storage plant or system, the node consumption monitoring function is already available. If you find it is not available, maybe you can contact GoodWe service team to upgrade the firmware of your inverter. So after the upgrade, you will have access to the node consumption monitoring data. And okay, SAM's portal is, we are not just aiming at the monitoring purpose, passive monitoring purpose. We are just want our customer use this platform to actively involved in the maintenance purpose. For example, our SAM's portal offers two great functions. One is remote control and management. Another is alarms management. Let me start with alarms management first. As you know, all kinds of errors may happen in your PV plant, or from the PV panels, or from the inverter, and then, or even between the communication link. Then these errors will be collected by the inverter, by the GoodWe logger, and then uploaded to GoodWe server, and then presented in GoodWe SAM's monitoring platform. So the errors, the faults, the warnings are arranged according to the importance level and according to the current status. So if you are very concerned about certain arrow type, you can just use our follow function to always keep these arrows on the top of all the arrows list. Then if you click into the arrow message, you will see the code, the current time of this arrow, and you will get a possible cause analysis of such arrow, and you will get a recommended troubleshooting advice. You'll get troubleshooting advice. And so SAM's portal is trying to be very smart and helpful to your maintenance purpose, maintenance needs as well. So how remote control and management works. As you can see, this is a diagram. There is in your PV project, there is one inverter reports arrows here, arrows here. So this message, these arrows will be warnings, will be first transmitted to the server, and then it will show, it will display on SAM's portal. And then as an office guy and as an employee in the office who is responsible for the monitoring of the PV system, PV project, he will get the message, and then he may send a maintenance team to respond to the maintenance request to visit the project and to quickly get to the specific inverter with arrow warnings, and then do troubleshooting and repair the inverter if possible. So all this system or autonomy system are helping our customer to to do the maintenance very quickly and efficiently. So what if I have many customers come with questioning that I'm not just satisfied with the monitoring about the PV system, but the inverter or the communication status or something just inside the PV system. I want more information, not just about inverter or communication status. I want to know the ambient temperature, ambient irradiation. I want to know the wind intensity or wind direction. I want to know what is the status and performance of my PV modules in the PV project. And I want more details of the real-time performance of each inverter. So yes, GoodWe right now support all kinds of these requests. First, for the ambient environment monitoring, as long as you have installed a weather station and the weather station supports RS485 communication options, our inverter can connect with the weather station, and the data can be the ambient environment monitoring data can be transferred through the inverter or GoodWe data logger to GoodWe Samsung monitoring platform. Okay, and right now we are fully compatible. We have some customers, some suppliers of the manufacturers of the weather station sensors or devices. They have come to GoodWe and do the full compatibility test with GoodWe inverters and Snuggle Pro. We right now, definitely I can tell you, we are right now compatible with a Chinese brand and some overseas brand outside China. And if you want, you have your own weather stations or sensors installed on your project, you want to know whether the data can be transmitted through the inverter or through GoodWe system directly, please contact us for details. And then we have a deep cooperation with Optical. Optical is an optimizer manufacturer, and we work with them with a very selective deployment of Optical optimizer. With optimizer deployed on the PV panel, on Samsung portal, we are able to monitor everything displayed on the Optical monitoring platform. So you will, on the Samsung portal, you will get the PV monitoring, the monitoring data of PV panels, like the current or voltage or something like something the optimizer already collected can be presented on Samsung portal as well. And another point many customers are asking is for, can I have strain level monitoring? So not MPPT level monitoring. I'm saying strain level monitoring because sometimes the PV panels connected to the strain are broken, but without it, the strain level monitoring data, we are unable, or it will take much time for us to locate the specific strain, the specific PV panels. So with this strain level monitoring data available on Samsung portal, we can greatly save our time to find the specific impacted PV module, because from Samsung portal you are able to know, you are able to read the DC input voltage of each strain and the DC input current of each strain. And so in the very near future, we will, based on this strain level data, we will get IV curve scan function. So you will, it will be like more smart and accessible to end customers, to our maintenance team, like to simply without dig into the history data. We will be able to know what's wrong and where is wrong on the PV strain or in the PV system. Message center. Okay, I'm very happy to tell that the message center will come online this May, next month. Soon we will, if you have downloaded SAM's Portal app, very soon you will get notification on your smartphone. Because I already see some customers. Some of you are asking about this question. Do I get any notification from SAM's Portal? Yes, we provide notification from your mobile device, smart mobile devices. And the notification include generation report, weekly, monthly, yearly. Like what you get is a report from SAM's Portal web version. And you will get the error message, the same message from the alarming system on SAM's Portal web version. And if you do not want to get certain type of message or errors, you can just like subscribe and unsubscribe this type of message. And then we will have another great function, which is email notification. As you know, the generation report are sent to you through emails on a daily, monthly, or yearly basis. It is based on your performance, your preference, how frequently you want to get the generation report. And later, if there is communication, the communication status is normal. The communication is just announced communication with your inverter. You will get email notification as well. So that is if you say something, say the report are errors, but when you visit the project site, you see everything is work normally except the communication cable is broken and the SAM's Portal cannot receive the data from your inverters. Then you can just from very soon you will. It will save your trouble to visit the project site to find out what is, there is nothing wrong except for the communication is not. So you do not have to worry so much. Okay, I have talked about, just before I mentioned the SAM's Portal app, there is app version, and there is web version of SAM's Portal. So I want to introduce our GoodWe apps family systematically. First, we have Solar Go app. This app is for the on-grid inverters. And when you have installed LED version of inverter, I mean, there is no code screen, no LCD. Then you will use the Solar Go to do the configuration, to do the commissioning. As you know, there is no screen on the inverter, so you have to use an app or another device with screen to see all the data and to see all the parameters and to see whether your setting get into effect or not. And then we have PV Master. PV Master is an app for storage inverters setup, commissioning, like that. And you can, on this PV Master app, you can do a short time monitoring as well. When you have PV plant set up and you have your energy storage plant connected into the grid, you want to see if everything, especially the AC output parameters are normal or not. You can use PV Master to do that. PV Master are for the system configuration and commissioning of your energy storage plant, and for a very short time monitoring purpose. That is just the bonus function. That is not what the PV Master designed for. And then we have a monitoring app, SAMS Portal, for all inverters and even for inverters of other brands. As long as you can get data into GoodWe server, we can monitoring the plant performance and data of other brands. So SAMS Portal is very useful, and we have app in the web to help you to monitor your your PV plant. So, and I have talked so much, and actually we have probably prepared several videos about SAMS Portal, like GoodWe SAMS Portal's main dashboard feature, how it looks like in reality, and how to have remote configuration for energy storage plant. Remote configuration, this function right now is just for energy storage plant, but in the May, when the new version come online officially, this remote configuration function will be available for grid-tied inverters, on-grid inverters as well. So let's have a look on our a 3 to 5 minutes video about SAMS Portal.
Hello everyone, I'm Burajan from GoodWe Solar Academy. Today we are at Snack Exhibition in Shanghai and would like to introduce our monitoring system's best feature, main dashboard. With this feature, all of our customers, distributors and EPC company can show at the entrance of their office to demonstrate how many power plants they have installed and how many will be constructed in the future. It's also very useful for special projects like school, so all children can see how many energy produced. Let's see how main dashboards looks like. Here we have location of your power plants, date and time, how many energy produced totally, and how many income you have earned. Also, there are 6 boxes to see all details about your power plants. So let's have a look how main dashboard works. In the main dashboard, you are able to change the logo at the middle and add your company's logo. Also, system logo is changeable. See, it's changed. By this way, interface will look like more personalized. There are default settings like location, coefficient to environmental contribution, profit ratio, and how to display power plants. You can also change them to which location you want to show. See, it's changed to Adana, which is my hometown. There are 6 boxes at the main dashboard. 3 of them are located at the left and other 3 at the right side. You can choose what to display at these boxes. There are 14 options to choose, like plant ranking, power production, environmental contribution, and currency. Also, you can add the data of your under construction power plants and your future plants. Main dashboard can display them too if you want. At the main dashboard, you can display more power plants, and you can choose how to display, like in a list format or in a small boxes. Also, you can decide which plants you want to display. When you need more details about one individual plant, then just click it on and you'll access more details about it. There is also carousel function. You can make rolling display on or off, which shows the plant in a sequence for a period of time that you set. and change the displayed plants in time so you can be able to monitor all plants. At the main dashboard, it's very easy to see which plant has faults and stop producing. It makes you to take an action and solve the problem in a short time. These were the basic functions and features of the main dashboard, and the best thing is, it's all free and always will be. If you have any questions, please contact us by following ways, and see you next time.
GoodWe Solar Academy. Procedure with me and learn how to create and match plants. is smart energy management system designed for PV power plants. There are many great functions and features like data presentation, main dashboard, reports, alarms, etc. Today, I want to invite you to walk through the procedure with me and learn how to create and match plants on SAMS in a few minutes. The link of SAMS is www.samsportal.com. At this page, we can click on Demo to check example plans, which are for monitoring only. Here is Language option. Now we have 11 different languages available. More options may also become available if there are new voices from the market. To use SAMS, I need a proper account. There are different ways for distributor, installer, and end customer to get their accounts. For example, as an installer, I should contact my distributor first and ask him to create the account. Then I will receive an email from SAMS, which includes my account name and temporary password. Here is my email. We should check on the first link to confirm and change my password as required. Okay, I've logged in, but the homepage is just empty. So next step, we need to create some plants. This is plant creation page. On the owner, we should put in the email address of the plant owner. If necessary, we can also add some visitor email to grant access to someone else. Then we will work on plant info part. There are a few items with red star mark: plant name, capacity, location, and profit ratio, which I have to enter in order to complete the process. Since I'm using my installer account to create plant for my customer, my installer code is here by default. Okay, everything is done and confirmed. We can click on Submit. We have created an empty plant. Next step, we will add device into it. The serial number and check code can be found on the inverter's label. If we have multiple inverters installed in the same system or multiple plants in different locations, you can just repeat the previous steps. plant creation is done. Let's check out how to monitor our plants. We are back to home page again. The 4 blocks demonstrate overall picture of the plants under my account, including plant performance and status. For example, these 4 different colors tell 4 different plant status. Green means plant offline, green in normal status. Moreover, I can rank my plants according to their capacity or generation. It can display plants in different classifications by selecting residential, commercial rooftop, or ground-mounted. Even more convenient and quicker, I can locate specific plant using search function, such as plant name and serial number. This is my plant. I click on the name and enter into single plant page. This part is basic info, including capacity and location of the plant. This part demonstrates real-time status, generation, and income of this plant. Then there are curves, charts, and exportable data, which can give us more details of the plant performance. Let's move to the devices in this plant. From here, we are able to know inverter's operation status, today's generation, general parameters, AC outputs, and DC inputs. When I click on curve, we can see more operation details of this inverter over a period of time. In addition, I can export the data for future reference. This inverter is offline right now. Let's check it on alarms page. At this page, all plants in arrow status are listed here. When I click on details, we can find which inverter in which plant has what arrow during what time. Plus, these arrows are arranged according to the warning level and status. We can also find analysis of the occurrence of such error and get troubleshooting advices and more details as well. Another basic but great function is reports, which includes historic data, generation reports, and statistics. At the end of this video, I guess you all have a basic view of how SAMS looks like and how it works. But there are more functions and features expecting us to discover, such as organization management, auto device detection, load monitoring, and weather station monitoring, etc. Do you have any questions after watching this video, or any good idea on what should come next? Comment here or contact us directly. See you next time. Yes. Hello there. We have another video about remote configuration for PV plant on SAMS Portal app. You can visit our YouTube GoodWe Solar Academy page and view the video. So tomorrow we will tomorrow we have schedules. We have another session. Sessions. We'll introduce a GoodWe energy storage solution and residential solution. We have invited senior system application engineers from GoodWe Solar Academy, Mr. Jack and Mr. Craig. Please stay with us at the same time tomorrow. Thank you.